Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is Neg Primer. So it's been a while since we've actually loaded this up. I front-loaded videos before PAX to make sure that I would have time to make sure that I wouldn't have days that I did this and that I would have time to actually do some rest and get used to the new school semester and all that. So it's actually been a couple weeks. I've been playing a couple other games in the meantime. If you haven't been watching those, I've been playing some Evolve, I've been playing some Full Throttle. I've actually completed Full Throttle at this point. It's just still going through the motions of releasing each episode. So when last we left off, we had successfully gotten a ship into orbit. It was a highly irregular orbit. I believe it had a variance of about 100,000 meters, if I'm remembering correctly. That's the measurement that we're using. So it ranged anywhere from about 60,000 to 160,000. And that won't do, because we do still have those missions down here. We need to orbit Kerbin. This one specifically says we need to test the stack separator. So we're going to start a new space program, just like the NASA did when they were doing their mission. And we're actually going to call this Daedalus 1. And actually we're going to do Roman numerals this time around, because consistency. The reason we're going Daedalus is that he was the father of Icarus, so he's the one that actually crafted the wings. I might be doing this a little bit backwards to some, because logically the father would go first, but we're actually going to call it even in all regards. Icarus made sense because I was burning up a lot as I exited the atmosphere and as I tried to re-enter. So yeah, it made sense. We're going to try again to get back into orbit. And as I've mentioned in the past, the big thing with the Mercury mission, so the first set of missions that we ran, that the US ran, I shouldn't say we because I was not part of it, but that the US ran, was getting... What is this wheels standard? Okay, I'm gonna keep on the Terrier because I know what that does. That's a jet engine, so that's not ideal for this. But the Mercury missions were all about trying to get into orbit, is basically what they were. It's the first man into space, the first man into orbit. And then the Gemini missions didn't really seem to be about any one thing in particular. They were kind of just a variety of different steps that you had to take in order to complete a mission to the moon, essentially. And so we're gonna kind of just mimic those. So we're missing a couple pieces already. Like I said, it has been some time, people. Give me a break. So we got that. The question is, what do I want to put in there? Do I want to just put another goo container? Or do I actually want to put in some more stuff? I definitely want a goo and a... Okay, and I'm snapping on. Again, not sure if you guys remember, but having snapping on will actually break that thing. So we have that, we have this. We're going to build basically a giant rocket this time with several boosters around it. And kind of the reason we're going to do all of that, heat shield, is because we want to launch into a stable orbit this time around. So we got all that. Oh wait, I did that backwards. Then we got the Terrier. Then we got this. And here we're gonna use... So this is gonna be a big heavy one. And we will use a swivel fuel engine. I do kind of... Like I said, it has been a while, so I'm actually going to switch back to the Icarus 6. Was the Icarus 6? The Icarus 6, yeah. This is the one that got us into space. And I want to... The reason I'm switching back to it quickly is because I want to go over what I did with it. Because we had the 3 of those and a booster on the bottom. And then we detached the small ones on the side. We detached the extra booster, and then we started firing that. And for that we had 2 fuel. So we didn't have... We didn't have the science or the extra compartment. I can't remember what it's called. The storage compartment. We just had... So we had 2 fuel for the swivel, and then 1 small one for the Terrier. So we're going to do 3 of those. We are going to... The big question I have right this second is if I should leave a booster on the bottom. I think I'm going to, instead of that, I'm going to use 3 large boosters around and keep the main swivel in the center right off the bat. We're going to try this. Not this, but we're going to try the Daedalus. We're going to go back to the Daedalus. It's right there. So yeah, you can already see the big difference. I didn't have these 2 sections. I only had a small fuel booster for the Terrier, and I only had 2 on this. And then I had another booster underneath. And that is, like I said, that is the big question right now, is should I still have a booster there? I think what I'm gonna do actually is we're gonna put a small one there. And again, I keep forgetting. This is bad of me. I keep forgetting to use stacked couplers. So I've got a stacked coupler there to detach the Terrier. And then we got a stacked coupler there to detach all of that. And then we need another stacked coupler here to detach this. I'm also gonna try to get into a little bit better of a habits with when I'm releasing things and stuff like that, and how I'm doing my videos. Because it's not necessarily the best idea to spend the opening of each episode building a rocket. Because see, now I'm going to use these big ones all the way around. Alright, those are centered. Are those centered? That's a little off center. Yeah, it's not the most exciting part. The most exciting part is watching me go up. And I gotta try to figure out some things to get people to stick around and watch and stuff. So yeah, you can already see we're shaping up a little bit different than we have in the past. So I need aerodynamics, and I need... These wings have done us a pretty good job. Because we're using a small one, actually, I should make sure that I have everything lined up properly. Because we're using a small one here, we're actually going to detach this before we detach these ones. Might seem a little bit weird, but I think I know what I'm doing at least. Isn't that what matters? Obviously that's a little bit awkward. Hopefully that'll stay balanced. But yeah, what I'm hoping for is to fire all four of these. So these three and this one at the same time. When this one's done, I'm going to decouple it and start my regular engine right away while these are still going. And I'm going to start it really low and bring it up. And then once these decouple, it'll be powered entirely under that. And then once I am getting close to orbit, I should be able to detach all of that thruster. Or maybe not, I might have enough that I can continue going. Yeah, what we really need is aerodynamics. So I'm actually going to put these big wings here. This is already getting kind of expensive, as you can see right there. And we're going to put these small ones. Those aren't the small ones. Those are the small ones. We're going to put those around this one. Oop. Just like that. And then, so we want all four of those to do. And then we want that to decouple on its own. And as soon as that does, I want to kick this in. So we're going to decouple that and then start firing this engine. And then, I don't know why that's set into a group of 2 and a group of 1, but we're going to detach those once that fuel is out. Then we'll detach these smaller ones first, and then we will detach and call in the engine for those. So hopefully this all makes sense. Engine jettisoned before use. Which? I'm using that one and those ones. Then I'm using that one and jettisoning that one. Jettisoning those. I'm firing that and jettisoning it at the same time. Okay. So there we go. That should unused monopropellant. Not connected to anything that uses monopropellant. What am I not using? What am I missing? As far as I can tell, everything should be good, but it's given me... Vessel has one monopropellant container which is not used by or connected to anything that requires monopropellant. I'm not seeing that that's the case. Detach those. Detach the big one. Start firing the little one. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and launch anyways. I don't know what it's talking about because the monopropellant is the solid fuel, right? Or is not the solid fuel, it's these ones. Crap. It's telling me I'm doing something wrong. It's given me a low-level alert for it. Parts 32 out of 30. And I'm way too heavy. So I actually can't, I don't think it'll let me do this. Yeah. I need to actually... In order to actually launch this, I need to upgrade my launch pad. Which I bet you didn't know I could even do that if you're just following along this. I know there is a way to do this, I also don't know how to do it. Capacity, go to astronaut complex. I do have quite a bit of science. Is it at research and development? No, it's not at research and development. Administration. Never really figured out what this does. 5% reputation gains. Takes 5% reputation gains. All this just to figure out, because I'm not sure I have the money to upgrade this. Whoa, sound just cut out suddenly there. Is it gonna take me to edit the ship? Yeah, it's gonna take me to edit the ship. So I need to figure out... The controls in this game are less than intuitive. Crap. I hope I don't have to... Fill, clear, reset. Up to next morning. Oh, I didn't even realize that was down there. I'm not even seeing anything to click on. I know this is possible. I know it. See, some of these things would give me more control over the ship while it's in the air. That's not my big issue right now. My big issue is still getting up into space. Tracking station. Yeah, this is so I can click on this tracking station to actually find if in case I leave any ships out somewhere, I can actually use this to find other ships. And I can even... Oh, look at that. I can show where I have debris. Icarus 5 landed over there. Icarus 1 debris landed over there. Which I'm on this peninsula. I'm down here. That's not helping me with the task at hand, though. Alright, I'm going to have to... Crap. I'm gonna have to cut the video there. And I'll have to edit these together, which I don't like doing because that's extra work. And I'm busy. Complex. Alright. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna cut the video there. Alright everybody, welcome back. It turns out that I do not have enough money to launch anyways. To do the upgrade. It looks like it costs about 52,000? Yeah. Yeah, 52,000. And I only have 47. So let's look at our other problems. Our parts, we have too many parts. So we have too many parts, our mass is way too large. Our height is fine. So now it becomes a question of what can we do to lighten that. That cuts the mass drastically. So I had a big question of if I should even be doing this part. Maybe the solution is... Because let's see, this is going to be way massive. I don't have any doubts that this is going to fix it. That cuts out that does cut out a pretty significant amount, though. That one, can I afford a second one? So put that on either side. And then we put these big ones on. Yeah, that's too high. That's too heavy. So let's take that off. And then let's I need to earn more money. Is the bottom line right here, and I hope I haven't coming back into this like this. I hope I haven't screwed myself out of making these monies. Let's, rather than don't save. Rather than doing that, let's go straight back to Icarus 6. Because our problem here was that we just didn't have enough to fix our orbit. 1, 2. So what happens? Mass. So the mass right now is 16.8. The mass of... I can probably afford this one. $17.9 out of 18. So we have a little bit more fuel. It's giving me the unused monopropellant error again. But we're gonna fire all 4 of these. We're gonna attach the small ones around the edge. We're actually gonna, for the second, we're gonna start on the Icarus. Should I make this the Daedalus one? I'm gonna call this Icarus 7. Yeah, we technically got into space, but I want to get it in real orbit anyways. That's gonna be our most important next step. So we detach those, then we detach the big booster, start firing that one, detach that, start using that. So you'll notice we all are also missing the science center, the goo or anything. We're not gonna worry about those. So it's Icarus 7. Okay. It's like I gotta remember the controls too. No pilots aboard. What? We do not have a pilot in there. Did I put an engineer in there in the past? I don't know. We're gonna put a pilot in there though. Gonna launch. Okay. Then T. Okay, so this should go off pretty much the same as when we left off. So we don't really have any control at this point anyways. Let's dial our throttle back. We're losing a lot of velocity. I wouldn't like us to see. I want us to maintain a fairly stable velocity. I actually want us to grow now at this point. We're still going up at kind of a little bit of an angle. I'm gonna start turning us down to 45 degrees. Then again, those are still on. Again, I want this to grow to about 80. To a little over 75. I'm gonna put the throttle back on a bit. Oh. It's trying to tilt downwards. Why are you trying? It's really trying to tilt downwards. we're burning through all this fuel a lot faster than I would like. I'd like this to get up to 80 before we're out of this fuel. Let's just use a full burn through the rest of it. We actually went a lot higher than I meant to at that point. Should have done a higher burn earlier. Burn. That's fine, we'll go all the way up to 90. The big concern now and we'll hit full burn once we get up there. The big concern now is we want to make sure we have enough fuel. I should have just, instead of doing what I did, I should have just done a larger fuel pack here. But I still have to, I'm still back in the same position where I gotta worry about running out of fuel. I think. And I wish I could see my liquid fuel from this view. Oh. I wish I knew it was freaking out like that. Okay. Okay. I actually might be able to... Nope. Okay, we're back in orbit. What we need to do is once we get close to here, all the way down to 27 on that side. That's what happens when you don't actually do that burn at the apoapsis. Because once we get here, I'm going to have to do some short burns to try to level it out, and if it doesn't look like I'm going to level it out, then I need to just cancel it and go straight for the ground. Stuff's still falling to the ground. Probably should be launching the other direction rather than just throwing space debris all over here. But now what we need to do is do some warping. Burp. Okay, so it's at 203. Seeing what we want is it for it to be a perfect circle all the way around. Like 203.007. we need to make sure I don't run out of fuel while I'm doing this as well. Okay. We're actually looking pretty decent. 20. 202, 204. Okay. Alright. That's a much more regular orbit. Man. So we are in orbit right now, so we should be able to get this achievement. This one wants you to be in orbit at an altitude of about 8,000. We're at about 200,000. Let's do a crew report here. Yeah, I didn't think so. Can I? No, I can't do EVA unless I do the astronaut complex upgrade. But alright, so we are actually in orbit. We did this last time. But this time... Yes. We didn't tell the recovery team that you'd be staying in space, so they're still looking. Okay. So that should net me quite a bit of money. And I kind of want to actually just go ahead and leave you up there for a while. I have another pilot. I can always come back and save her. That got me... Yeah, so I'm back over 107,000. Let's recover some of this. Let's go to the tracking station. See, bam, there you are. So let's recover some of this debris as well. So the only thing I'm tracking now is my ship. Boop. So so 90 SZ0K. Alright, so we're gonna wrap it up there. Boop. The big question now is how to actually warp back to the view of that thing. Just double click on it. Does that work? Yeah, alright. Bam. I can't think of a much better shot than that to end the episode on. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. We got our regular orbit, even though we didn't use the ship that we wanted. When we come back next time, we will start the Daedalus missions. Thanks. Or we might actually not start the Daedalus missions. I might be lying there. We might try something else. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and have a good time.